Hey y'all, welcome back to another episode of the Truth 60 podcast. My name is Mav.
Yo, what's up, is that?
Yo! It's the 20th episode! Now, I've been here for 20 episodes. You haven't, but it's great to have you here.
Oh my God!
Wait, did we already announce?
No, you didn't give the special news.
Oh, special announcement. Zai's here forever. If Zai leaves, the show is probably over.
Oh my gosh.
So,
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you.
Yeah.
But now, real shit, how does it feel? 20 episodes in, sis?
how does it feel? Honestly, it feels good a little bit.
Yeah.
It feels like I'm seeing the I guess I don't even want to say the fruits of my labor because I don't feel like we've gotten to where I want to be yet.
Gotcha.
But I do see where consistency can get you. And I do appreciate everybody who listens and watches every week.
We really do. Like,
honestly, if y'all didn't watch and listen every week, this shit would be
no,
over.
real shit. Like,
this shit would be over.
Again, tell your friends, tell your mama, tell your sister.
Yeah.
We appreciate it. But today, in this great special news, you have a great story for us today, right?
I do have a great story. So today I'm going to be talking about the Edgewood experiments.
Ooh.
So the Edgewood experiments were the secret, classified, controversial when it came out. They were secret.
Okay.
These experiments conducted by the U.S. Army that spanned for about 20 years.
Okay.
From 1955 to 1975. Okay. So just to give context,
Yes.
We know after World War II, it was the Cold War.
Yes.
So we know, if you don't know what the Cold War is, you gotta read. But we know the Cold War was not actually like a physical war. It was more so a race to see what country would be the more advanced.
Yes.
Like technologically.
That's suspicious.
Or whatever the case may be, right? And so during this time, the U.S. received reports from Germany. Received reports from Germany that they had chemical weapons that were deadlier than mustard gas, which was something that was used. And it was called nerve gases, which could result in organ failure and near sudden death. So the U.S. was like, oh, Germany got that. All right, we need to come up with something.
Step our shit up.
We got to step this shit up, right? And so,
and first of all, Germany, why do you have that? What the fuck are you planning? What are you doing?
So we don't even know if they had that.
Oh, that was just hearsay?
We don't know if they really had that or not. This was just,
word of
mouth.
Okay, yeah.
So it was called the Edgewood experiments because the experiments took place at a place called Edgewood Arsenal, which is actually in Maryland. Edgewood, Maryland.
But, you know when you said Edgewood, I'm like, like Edgewood, Maryland.
Yep.
I literally said that in my head, but I was like, that wouldn't be the same thing. Oh my God, I'm so smart.
You're really smart. But so, because of this is where, I guess, the beginning of the experiments or just the thought behind them begins, right?
Okay, cool.
So, initially, the Army wanted to test LSD and similar drugs on volunteers or selected patients, right? Because initially what these drugs was for, like I said, it was to be more advanced than Germany.
Yes.
But it was also to figure out how they could interrogate people, and make them tell the truth.
Yes.
So like a truth serum. It was a lot of different reasons why they went down this route of like these different chemicals. It was they wanted the one up on Germany, but it was a whole bunch of other reasons behind it. Like the way they wanted to use it, I guess, right? And so they wanted to use test LSD and similar drugs on volunteers or selected patients. Now, selected patients are drugging people without warning. So
that's scary, sis.
Yeah. So some of the people who were in charge of the program, like one guy, his name was Dr. Sim, he would mix LSD into cocktails at parties, not tell anybody. Everybody's off their fucking rocker. He would sometimes leak it into the Army unit's water supply just to see how it would work. And then sometimes he would take it himself because he was like, he was too dedicated.
I'm sorry. You just casually like, here, drink.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The water is crazy. The water like a drink is like, yeah, anybody can get root feed at a party. But the water, you just brushing your teeth whole time you get.
The water is crazy. I didn't even think about
you know what I mean? I'm thinking like you just brush it. Just get a glass full of water for a night
And
bitch, you're tweaking. And you're like, what the fuck is wrong? That's fucked up.
So
is he in hell rotting somewhere? Nah.
I'm not sure about Dr. Sam. I think he's dead at this point. But
hell.
So after dealing with these drugs and stuff, LSD and all these other things, they came to find out that they were unpredictable.
Like, really?
Yeah. These drugs were unpredictable, and it was different reactions for different people.
Yes.
But they still wanted to, of course, run tests to see how they could use it.
Okay.
So in the mid-1950s, an approval was granted to recruit soldiers from around the country for these experiments.
Okay.
And this was called the Medical Research Volunteer Program. So this program, right, is supposed to be ethical because people are supposed to be volunteering, right?
Okay.
But they had difficulty attracting volunteers. So what they would do is send recruiters to army bases, and they wouldn't say like, hey, we're going to give you this LSD drug, which may have a side effect of X, Y, and Z.
Of course.
They would say, hey, we're doing human behavioral studies or medical research or equipment testing.
Yes.
They would keep it super vague, right?
Yes.
Right. And soldiers were also offered like incentives
to
do it.
Yes.
Some of the symptoms would be a 3-day weekend pass, no guard duty, sometimes extra pay.
Oh, bitch, shit that they want.
Shit that they want, right? And a big one, especially during the 60s, was time away from Vietnam.
Oh,
remember this
bitch, I'm getting that one for sure.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So about 7,000 soldiers ended up taking part in these experiments, and they were exposed to more than 250 different chemicals.
Ooh, wait, a single person was exposed?
No.
Oh, wait.
No.
I'm like, wait, what?
Like as a collective.
I'm like, excuse me,
but it wouldn't be like far-fetched that people were exposed to more than one. Yes.
Okay, so you're putting out this ad saying, just come through.
You'll get X, Y, and Z.
We're doing these little testings, like no bigs, like not too much detail, but like come through, come get tested.
Exactly.
And then we'll give you these incentives. So they're probably just marching in like, I'm a soldier. This sounds good. Yeah. I get a break from Vietnam. I get to see my family.
And
then they're in there tweaking their freaking minds out. Bro.
I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna let you know.
Gosh.
So one of the main doctors from these experiments, right? His name was Dr. Ketchum, who's also known as Dr. Delirium. So he joined crazy fucking name.
No, I'm gonna say Ketchum and Delirium. Yeah. I'm terrified.
Dr. Delirium. So I'm gonna call him Ketchum.
It sounds like ketchup. Sorry.
Remove the P.
Oh! I thought you said ketchup at first. I'm like, why is that his last name?
All right, I'm done with you.
Go ahead.
I just want to say really quickly, our amazing video producer made us both espresso martinis for this 20th episode. And so because of that, we may be a little off our rocker.
Yeah, I swear she said ketchup. I said We'll continue.
So, okay, he joined Edgewood in 1962 to assist with the experiments because it was like a lot going on. It wasn't really any order. Mm-hmm. So he was like, Dr. Ketchum, can you come? And he was like, yeah, I fuck with it. So he came and he joined or whatever, right?
I fuck with it.
So he was like, all right, I'm going to get this shit in order. Like, I'm going to because when he came, a lot of the medical records were like either lost or like just everywhere, or like some of the people that worked there and like went to other institutions like took some of the medical records. There was no structure.
Gotcha.
So Dr. Ketchum was like, all right, I need to get this shit together.
Okay.
So now I'm going to go into some of the drugs. Because I know y'all know I said LSD, but it was way more. I'm going to just go into the ones that a lot of people know.
Okay.
So you may have heard of marijuana, right?
What?
Absolutely. PCP.
Yes.
And LSD. So,
yes.
I think we all know the effects of marijuana.
Yes.
Smoke weed every day.
And it was determined that the marijuana, the effects were not severe enough to use marijuana in any type of combat. Like,
I can understand that.
Yeah.
If anything, maybe suppression of like.
But when you think about it, if you get high, like, you can still do shit. You just
I know,
high.
But I'm thinking, like, in the sense of testing, it might have just, like, kind of mellowed them out. Because typically people smoke to mellow themselves. Oh, no, you can smoke to get some energy. But it's just, like, I'm thinking in the testing scenario, if I'm thinking of it correctly.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was on the lower part of the spectrum.
Yes.
Compared to, like, PCP. Again, not even knowing the effects of that, but
I'm gonna tell you. I'll tell you.
Go ahead.
So before I go into the effects of everything, another one of the reasons why they were testing these drugs is that they wanted to be able to disable an enemy mentally and prevent them from carrying out their orders without killing them. So that was something that they was trying to do.
That's a mind fuck shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
So marijuana, you know, the effects is like you can still do what you can do, right?
things. Yeah.
So PCP. So if you don't know what PCP is, it is an anesthetic and painkiller, which means that it can produce dreamlike and floaty or numb feelings. It has a number of effects. It can change how you see reality. You can have hallucinations and see and hear things that aren't there. The way you experience time may change. Time may speed up or slow down. You could be really happy and upbeat or very down, panicky and paranoid. And some people become more aggressive and violent. So they determined that PCP was like almost too dangerous.
Yeah, because what the fuck were all those signs? Bitch, you was over here, then you over here, then you over here.
They was like, because they were trying to be ethical with it. They were trying to, within warfare, they were trying to have ethical warfare.
Yeah, you crossed that line when you put in my water, nigga. Fuck you. Like, fuck you.
So LSD, so people could still perform, you know, their, whatever they needed to do for the most part, even on LSD, right?
Okay.
So
did you have the effects of LSD?
I did have.
Okay, yeah.
So LSD, of course, it ranges. For most people, the world appears distorted when they take LSD. Color, sound, objects, and even time can seem strange or disturbing. LSD can make you feel euphoric, giggly, energized, but it can also make you feel confused, suspicious, anxious, panicked, frightened, overwhelmed. When they would give people LSD, they would sometimes give them 3 to 10 times higher than the normal amount for tripping. So whatever amount that you tripping, times that by 10.
Oh, I'm scared.
Yeah, you're fucking scared.
That is terrifying. Even if it is like an endorphin feeling, too much endorphin.
Too much of anything. Is bad. It's like just
being too happy is scary. Like, whoa, God, this is like too fucking much. Okay.
Yeah.
So their reason for the 10 times, they were just trying to see the limits as far as they can go.
Yeah, and this is, and just kind of think about this for every drug.
Gotcha.
They were testing the limits as much as they could.
Just see how much we
They
can
just wanted to see what was the limit. How much does this affect you? How much does this affect you?
Got you. Now, I have a question in regards to the testing. So, like you said, they were pushing it to the limits like 10 times. Were they doing this on multiple groups to kind of see like what's like the common denominator? Like,
yes.
Got you.
So they just did it on different people.
And just see what like the kind of common outcome was.
Yeah. So just like a regular test. School science, you know.
Oh, that's scary.
So they determined LSD was something that they also couldn't use in during the war because you can still carry out your actions.
Oh, this was not the kind of result they were looking for.
Yeah, they want you to be totally incapacitated where you cannot, if I give you an order that you cannot carry out your order.
They thought weed was going to be one. I'm sorry. What? I know. You're right. That's all like weed. And they're going to be like, yeah, what's up? What you want me to do?
So one of the drugs, and this was Dr. Ketchum's drug of choice.
Okay.
Not that he took, but the one that he loved, and he ended up building a whole program around.
Okay.
Was called BZ. Now, BZ was more active and long-lasting than LSD. It can produce psychosis lasting several days. It's basically like a super bad trip. Some of the people who took BZ, they would have to go into padded rooms. And this could last hours, days, or weeks. Now, if you look this up on YouTube, they actually have footage of these experiments.
No. All right. Did you watch it?
Of course I fucking watched it.
Oh, that's terrifying. Was it terrifying?
I was just like, I should stop watching it. But you should watch. If you like Sick Twisted, watch it.
That's what's terrifying.
But there's footage of men going temporarily blind. They're like very incoherent when they're talking. It was people passed out. It was people in padded rooms. Let me see. There was one guy who ended up, he was delirious for 3 days from taking the BZ. It was with the documentary I watched. The guy said he took BZ and he was seeing like bugs under his skin, and he took a knife to try to get them out.
Yeah, that's some shit I did. Yeah. Get this shit out of me.
So, I'm sorry I didn't say this in the beginning, but the way that they would test people with BZ is they would put a gas mask on you, so you're inhaling it like.
Okay, so that was kind of like my question. I was going to say like, how is it taken? And then BZ is a combination of what? Like BZ is it a combination of
chemical?
It's like a chemical.
It's like a chemical compound. Like
so
LSD.
It's a chemical compound like indulged in you.
So they make it into a they're able to take the chemical and make it into like a spray, not a spray, but
a gas.
And they had a mask, and you would put your face in the mask, and you would inhale it.
Because I see
sometimes they would inject it as well.
I'm never gonna hold you at that point of the fucking experience. I'd be like, I don't think I'm gonna do that.
But just think about it. You don't even know.
You don't even know.
Get there, and you're a soldier, so you can't. You okay?
Yeah, gotta chill.
Okay, you're a soldier, so you can't say no, because at that point you committed to it. Like once you get your assignment as a soldier, you can't say no.
Bitch, you're not making it home. You gonna be in fucking the padded room for the next 3 days. You ain't making it home. Jesus.
So from these results, Dr. Ketchum was like, BZ is the one. This is the one that I'm really gonna like build my whole shit around. So in May 1962, Ketchum was like, okay, I am going to create a scene, and he constructed an entire Hollywood style set in the form of a communications outpost. So like it was set up of like a army based communication area, whatever, right? And they had cameras in this room, right? It was cameras.
So this is a
concentrated. This is a set. Area. This is a set. So think of a Hollywood set, and it's a communication post. Like the set is a communication post. So there are cameras within this set. On the outside, Ketchum and other doctors, they're watching.
Okay.
And basically, what they do is they inject the BZ into the air. So they use gas to inject it into the air, and they're watching this to see the effects on these soldiers, right?
Girl.
And basically, once they inject the gas and the soldiers inhale it, they trigger an alarm indicating a chemical attack. So basically what the soldiers are supposed to do, they're supposed to follow the procedure of if it was a chemical attack.
And start like acting on like what they're supposed to do.
What they're supposed to do, right? So with the BZ
in them, but still trying to follow protocol.
Yes. So they're trying to see like, okay.
Oh my gosh, how did that go?
So was given different amounts. I'm sorry. Okay. That's what it was.
Okay.
So you got 10 times the amount of BZ. I got 1.
And we were all in the same room?
We were all in the same room. We're trying to see how everybody's functioning.
Okay,
yes.
So like it was given to you prior to you coming in the room.
Yes,
Got you.
So the guy who got the highest dose, he was so confused he couldn't even protect himself. So all the other people were following the chemical attack protocol. They would put on masks. You know, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Put a mask. He couldn't even understand what was going on.
Woo.
He didn't try to put on a mask. He just was like there's actual footage of this.
I'm just like,
he's just looking around. There's like footage of him like opening cabinets, trying to like get into a cabinet.
No mask on, him just vibing.
Yeah. And everybody else is following protocol. So it said his name was Ronald Zadronzi.
Okay.
It said his high lasted for 36 hours. He also saluted imaginary officers. What else did that? Oh, and unfortunately, it came out that he later committed suicide.
Damn.
Yeah, this was like way after the experiment, though.
Because I'm pretty sure the effects of that BZ probably stuck with him, even if he wasn't high no more. They probably stuck with him.
Yep.
Damn.
But Ketchum was like, "Bet this shit works." He's like, "Bet."
Ketchum said, "This will work." Like, nigga, what? Oh, you're crazy.
So he continued to build the program around BZ.
Okay.
But by 1965, By 1965, the clinical department of Edgewood decided not to use BZ. They said BZ is too dangerous because there was a number of experiments done in addition to the one I just told you. They was like, BZ is too dangerous.
Like, it's too much.
It's too much. We can't use it. And Dr. Ketchum was like,
but this will work, guys.
He's like, I don't fuck with this no more. So he ends up leaving Edgewood.
He said, we gonna do it my way out.
He ends up leaving Edgewood, and even the Nixon administration, because the Nixon was the president at the time, he ended up even announcing that the United States wouldn't even use BZ.
So people knew of BZ, like it was to the public?
I don't know if it was necessarily to the public. I mean, I'm not sure how war things are, I don't really
know about that either.
But it said that the Nixon administration announced that the United States would not use it.
First of all, you said these testings were secret, kind of? Like, people didn't know?
The testing, so the way that
it was used was a secret?
It was, how can I put it? The tests were a secret. But BZ, my assumption is that it wasn't a secret.
Like, BZ was already out there in the world, so people knew. Like how LSD was already out there in the world, people knew of LSD, so people knew of BZ. But they didn't know that they were using BZ on soldiers in testing.
Right, they didn't know about.
That's what
they didn't know about how the testing.
How they were being. Okay.
But BZ wasn't like a secret word.
I actually didn't even know about BZ. This is my first time hearing about that.
I mean, it's not a recreational drug, so you wouldn't know about it.
Fuck no, that sounds terrible. You talking about 36 hours and high? Bitch, that sounds... that does not sound fun.
It's giving jump off a roof.
Yeah, that just sounds terrible.
So, in 1975, the Medical Research Volunteer Program, which is the program that the soldiers volunteered for to be a part of the experiments, they were investigated.
Duh.
They were investigated because people started to complain. Like, the soldiers who were in the experiments, like, years later was like, oh, like, I'm fucked up. And, and it was no follow-up. Like, you know, if you're conducting experiments, you're supposed to, like, follow up to see the long-term effect. Yeah. It was no follow-up. It was like, here's this BZ. All right. It was no follow-up.
See you, nigga. That's
so the soldiers, not the soldiers, the program became under investigation, but eventually, you know, they stopped the investigation. They was like, we don't see any wrongdoing. Because the Army was investigating itself. I'm sorry.
Damn. So they probably just covered all that shit up.
Yeah. So some of the things that the soldiers said they suffered from, who were previously in the experiment, hallucinations every night, seizures. This one guy said he attacked his wife in the middle of the night, and some of them, like, they couldn't hold a job.
And these effects are in addition to their PTSD from war.
Yep.
Dude, that's fucked up.
So a couple of those soldiers, they decided, like, okay, we have to, like, start the investigations again. Yeah. So they started the investigations again, and they tried to sue the government. But their cases were dismissed based on a Supreme Court precedent called the Ferris Doctrine, which grants the Army immunity to claims filed by soldiers for service-connected issues. So basically, some shit happened to you, you can't sue the Army. I don't know if this is still applicable, but it was at the time. So they couldn't sue. They couldn't sue the Army.
You can't sue the Army because you signed up for this shit?
Yep.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
That's fucked up.
So
but
at that point,
understandable.
Niggas was like, damn, like, we fucked up. Like, nobody came forward.
Yeah.
And also, they were instructed to a secrecy oath. So under a secrecy oath, it was for 50 years. And the punishment for betraying it could get you 10 years in jail.
That's an NDA.
So at that point, they was really stuck. They really couldn't do anything. They couldn't do anything.
10 years, nigga, I might kill myself. I don't know. The longevity of this shit.
Exactly.
That's fucked up.
So, but by the 1990s, the Defense Department started to lift some of the oaths.
Okay.
So some of the volunteers that was in the program, they started to find community with each other online. Right? So by the mid 2000s.
You fucked up, I'm fucked up.
I am a veteran that is, They found each other online. So they was able to come together.
Community.
So a group of veterans called the Test Vets, they were trying to figure out how they could at least get some medical benefits, some VA benefits, right?
Yeah.
Because they like, look, I'm fucked up. I need benefits.
Yeah.
But they had to connect their current health issues to the experiments. But how can you connect it to the experiments when the Army won't even acknowledge that they happen?
Ooh, T.
Exactly.
And also, with those kind of things, they also look at not just the experiments, but your also lifespan, like before, like when you were in the Army and then post-Army, and like your life, like that could have contributed to why you're feeling like the way you're feeling now.
So look, right?
Yeah.
What's supposed to happen is you're supposed to have medical documentation that shows, okay, I took this or this happened to me.
Yes.
Because this happened, now I have this these years later.
Yes.
So because this was a top secret classified experiment, they couldn't even have access to the records they was fucked up. It was no way that they could prove that these experiments.
They could not even have documentation of the exposure to these drugs.
Exactly.
Not even just BZ.
But LSD, marijuana, anything. There was no.
I'm not even gonna hold you. I can't even imagine the longevity of whatever effects it's done to your body, because that's a lot of drugs being exposed to your body in a short period of time, I'm assuming, right?
Yep.
So that kind of like shuts down your organs in a way, shuts down your body.
It changes your whole body. It changes your whole body.
And you have no proof of that? That's actually kind of fucked up.
So they was like, all right, we got to figure this shit out.
Okay.
So very long story short, they ended up being able to sue the Army through the CIA. They was able to connect the CIA to the Edgewood experiments. And I'm not a lawyer, but through this, they were able to sue the Army.
Congrats to them. Congrats to them.
They were able to sue the Army. So in 2009, they was like, look, we just want a little bit of money. No, I'm sorry. They didn't even want money. They said, look, we just want to know what drugs that we received.
Got you.
And we want to be released from our oath of secrecy. Like we want to be able to talk about it. And we want medical benefits.
I mean, at least get some medical help. Damn. Can I get some help?
So in 2017.
Recent. Damn.
Mind you, the class
This
action,
is from the 50s.
The class action was launched in 2009. And the case wasn't settled until 2017. So that's what.
And these are effects from the 50s, 60s.
Yeah,
correct?
these are the tests.
Damn. People, and then we, into 2017, finally getting some reparations.
Yeah, so the case was settled. And all of the involved volunteers were eligible for the medical benefits.
Good for them.
But the Army did not attempt to notify any of the test vets. You just had to know type shit. And that is pretty much the story of that.
Wow.
Now, just to throw in something really quickly of how the CIA was involved. So the CIA, they found some type of paperwork basically stating that the CIA paid the Army to test a chemical on the soldiers or whatever. So that's how they was able to connect the CIA to Edgewood. Now,
so
if you
CIA's idea?
So if you don't know, during this time, the CIA was conducting their own experiments on people. It was college students, it was at hospitals, and it was on prisoners. In the same type of way of like, they weren't telling them that they were giving them these drugs and shit like that. They were also making prostitutes. Yeah, they was making prostitutes give their clients drugs to test the effects of LSD and shit. This is called MK Ultra. Maybe I'll do an episode on it. It's
that
really
sounds very interesting.
MK Ultra, yeah, it's really fucked up. I feel like comparing the CIA to the Army, like the CIA, they ain't give a fuck. They was wild and type shit. But
I'm sorry, you told the prostitutes to give your clients this? That is
so they could test
it.
Yeah, I feel like the CIA was worse. There's also a theory of at some point they released a gas through New York in the air of New York to see how people would react to it. So it was pretty heavy. Yeah,
that's pretty intense.
But that's it. That's it for
you can't do shit in this world. You just trying to pick up a prostitute, get drugged. Goddamn. Can't do shit.
But that's it.
Wow. So I'm assuming, do you know if any testings are still active to this day on soldiers and stuff? You think that's still like a thing?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised, but we wouldn't know. But I wouldn't be surprised. I feel like it's way worse shit
that they're doing now to the soldiers. Damn.
Not the soldiers. I don't think they're doing it to the soldiers now because I just feel like people are more aware of government corruption and shit like that. I feel like back then it was like everybody was in fucking La La Land for real. Unless you was like in the civil rights movement and shit. But like I feel like now everything is so like amplified. Even it be soldiers now on fucking TikTok like I hate the fucking army. I can't wait to lead this bitch. Like
I'm gonna hold you. So when I was in college, hella people. I used to because there was an ROTC program in Bowie. Hella people I knew, they would like go to basic training and be on Instagram and Twitter. I'm like, I thought you were supposed to have a phone.
You can have a phone after a little bit, I think.
But no, it was just like the mere fact that I was in, like I could see it, and I'm just like, I agree. I feel like people back then people took incentives more. I mean, incentives are still a thing. You do things to get a certain kind of result, but I feel like people were, and I don't want to call it desperate, but they relied more on incentives than now where you're just like, I don't think I want to do that based on what I already know. So maybe they wasn't, not La La Land. They weren't educated.
They weren't as educated.
Yeah.
Do I think that the government is probably doing secret experiments on prisoners? Probably.
Ooh, that's sad.
Was the COVID-19 shots an experiment within itself? Yes.
Yeah, because I got sick off that first shot. I thought I was going to die. I'm pretty sure I
got my shot and I still got COVID.
Damn.
Like I got my shit. I was like, ooh.
And still got COVID.
Fucked up for like
nah. I'm not even going to hold you. Like, not even 24 hours, 12 hours after that shot, I was in the bed on shakes. I was like, oh, well, let me write my will now, bitch, because I'm going to die today. I swear to God. So I'm like, if that was COVID, bitch, I'm scared. Like, I don't ever want that shit.
Yeah, so it was bad, but yeah, that was it.
Well, thank you for educating us on that terrible, terrible thing that the Army and the CIA have done to people. God damn.
I think I'm going to do MK Ultra, but
it should, because I want to know more about that.
Yeah, that's going to be one of my like deep dives.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's crazy. Thank you guys so much for tuning into our 20th episode. We are so happy that you stuck around for 20 episodes. We hope that you continue to come around for another 20 and another 20 and another 20. But again, thank you for supporting, watching, sharing us with everybody. And comment, like, subscribe, follow us, share it with your neighbor, share it with your teacher. I don't know, put a post-it note and say, watch/listen to Shoot the 60 podcast. Do that. And leave some suggestions of what we should keep talking about for the next videos, okay? All right, guys. Bye.